Hi, my name's Carly Roxburgh. I'm a GP obstetrician in Albany in the Great Southern in Western Australia. I'd just like to share with you some information about my journey to be becoming a GP obstetrician and about what it's like for me. So after I graduated from medical school, I spent a year doing internship at Royal Perth Hospital, and then I went to the UK and did a 6 months position in orthogeriatrics there. I then spent 6 months travelling around Europe, and when I came back I decided to have a change and I went to Fremantle Hospital for a year. I was one of those junior doctors who just really enjoyed everything that I tried, and so I skipped and changed what area I thought I wanted to do, but I was always very attracted to obstetrics and women's health. So I decided to do a year at King Edward Hospital, and I did that in my 4th postgraduate year, and while I was there I completed the basic diploma of obstetrics and gynecology, and I also then went to Princess Margaret Hospital, which I really loved as well, and did 6 months of paediatrics. So at the culmination of all of this, I think I realised that I really needed a job where I could do a little bit of lots of things, and so I decided to start GP training with a view to continuing on with some of the obstetric skills that I had started to develop. So I applied for GP training and I was accepted into the general training pathway. So I actually completed that at Mead Medical Group in Kalamunda. And unfortunately, the time that I moved there, I was hoping to do obstetrics, but the maternity unit at Kalamunda closed a few weeks before I started working there, which was quite disappointing, but I was able to complete my GP training there and in a couple of other practices in Perth. In between doing my GP training, I had my daughter, who's now 10 years old. After she was born, I went back to Mead Medical in Kalamunda, and I was lucky enough to be supervised by Dr. Greg Caddy and Dr. Stuart Prosser, who were practicing obstetrics at Bentley Hospital, and I was involved in a scheme that Rural Health West had just begun, which is still going, which is the GP Obstetrics Mentoring Scheme, which was wonderful because it meant that I didn't quite get thrown in at the deep end, so I had excellent backup from Greg Caddy and Stuart Prosser at the time. After a year there, my husband and I decided that we wanted to move to the country, and Albany was an obvious choice for us, mainly because of the climate, but also because the work opportunities are excellent here. When I first came here, I had a very varied range of work, including working in the emergency department, managing medical and paediatric inpatients, doing obstetrics and also general practice. But as time's gone on, I've focused my practice more and more on GP obstetrics, and now I divide my time between GP obstetrics and working with the Rural Clinical School, which is another passion of mine. So for me, the wonderful things about being a rural generalist really is that you get to do a little bit of everything. You don't have to be restricted to one area of medicine, and you also get to see people through the journeys that they go on in their life. So you might look after a woman through pregnancy, then look after that child as a patient, and then through a subsequent pregnancy, and you build really strong relationships with people, which makes practicing medicine that much more rewarding. The other thing for us is that the lifestyle in the country has been a wonderful change for the better, and we are able to spend a lot more time enjoying our passions, which is being outside and enjoying bushwalking and going to the beach, which is literally 5 minutes from my house now. I think having my children growing up in the country is also something that's been quite important for me. So through GP Obstetrics, I've been able to combine an amazing job with an amazing lifestyle, and I'd really like to help anyone who's interested in pursuing a similar sort of career. And I would be very happy if anyone would like to get in touch with me to discuss further. You can do that through the WAGPO network. Thanks.